Gonna start this off. Welcome to the show.
It's not
Bunch of fucking bullshit.
It's not
Shut up!
turntablism.
I hate you so much.
It is.
Shut the fuck up, Johnny. Dude, I fucking hate that. Fucking sick. Oh my god. I'm scared. Welcome back to Things I Hate, little bitches. Oh god. I'm nervous and scared. But I'm back again. What the hell, dude? Cool. Welcome back. I've been gone a long time. Necessary. I tried to bring this back start of August, but I don't know, or whatever, start of the summer. Welcome back, homies. Back again in fucking Things I Hate land. Things I Hate land. Thingslandia. Pretty fucking sick, you know? And, oh, man. I feel like the first couple episodes back are going to be rough, you know? But I feel good. I have a ton of things to tell you guys. And look at a full page of things. I had to stop writing them off my phone because I had too many. So here we are, dude. I'm back. I feel fool-ish, but I'm excited and it's gonna take me some time to get back in the groove, you know. But that's all right. I'm actually stoked. I'm actually stoked that I'm doing this now because. So what's going on with me? Well, and why has Things I Hate been gone for so long? Dude, I just got busy, you know? I have a girlfriend now. I don't know if I was dating my girlfriend when Things I Hate ended, but I think we were just starting to date. So anyway, she's wonderful. Her name's Caitlin. You know, she's really great. I love her. But yeah, so that happened. My work picked up. And I've been telling people for the first time in my life, I have a job that is actually requires my attention versus a job that doesn't, you know, and a job that I care about. So that's cool. So that you know, I picture it kind of like buckets where it's my energy is a pitcher of liquid or water and I have to pour that energy into buckets. So it's pour it into girlfriend, pour it into work. And then I'm also trying to pour it into health. God, I wish you guys were around. That sounds so fucking goofy. I got fat this summer. Not I feel like people hate it when I say that because I'm a skinny guy. But I had a little belly. Enough so that I gained a couple pant sizes, you know. And I named him Guillermo, and he was my homeboy. Still got a little one here. I don't know if you can see. Anyway, so, yeah. I got him, but then so another bucket was pouring into trying to get healthy, you know, because I sit on my ass all day on the computer. So I just got stressed and overwhelmed. And honestly, I kind of got sick of Things I Hate. And I didn't really want to fucking do it anymore. I don't really know why. I was just over it. I guess it felt dumb, or not dumb, but just I had nothing to say. I felt forced. So I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. So I stopped it, focused on comedy, got a lot better at stand-up, but still ways to go. But even stand-up had to take kind of a backseat this summer. At the start of the year, so this past January 2023, I was in Colorado with my girlfriend. We were visiting her family. So I didn't do any stand-up from Christmas to middle of February, because that's when I got back, middle of February, to Montreal. After that, I fucking motored hard because I was just thirsty to get back into comedy. Motored hard. I got selected to audition for JFL, which is Just for Laughs, which was big, nice thing for me. So that was chill. But I didn't make it. I auditioned, but I didn't get it, which sucks. And, you know, don't even get me started on that. Politics, but I don't want to be that comedian hating on the system. So anyway, I auditioned, which was sick. Didn't make it, but I got some pretty sick new jokes that I'm pretty into. You know, one of them came from the fucking Hitachi Magic Wand unboxing that we did on here. That was ill as fuck. Definitely a top tier moment for me. Anyway, but yeah, so I was like doing comedy like 3 or 4 times a week, grinding, just like gassed, you know, and then I auditioned, and then after my audition, I was just tapped. And then after the audition was like start of May, so then we were coming into summer. So then I was putting on Giggle Dens. Giggle Dens were sick. This year for Giggle Den, I put together a live band. So it would be, oh my God. So it'd be like the Tonight Show, you know, where we're going to be like, play him up, Ricky. And he's like, which was sick. So then like after that, it was like Giggle Den, and, you know, I went from like hardcore work auditioning for JFL to trying to keep up the pace of stand-up and put on Giggle Dens and have like a legitimate full-time job and like have a new girlfriend, you know? So I was just like, and then in July, my work was like, hey, like you have to go to Germany for a week to like meet with this client. Pretty fucking sick, like very sick, you know, but like talk about pouring more liquid into the buckets, you know? So yeah, so I was just like fucking gassed, and like the Giggle Den thing was, we really did some cool shit this year with that. Shouts out huge to everybody who helped, but especially shouts out as always to Jack Dundas, because he like just helps out the show out of his own good free will. Like, you know, I don't pay him. He's just my fucking good buddy, and he always comes through. And, you know, like if you've been to a Giggle Den, you know how like cool it looks and like how it's all laid out and cool and shit. That's like mostly Jack. I have a little bit of input, and I kind of have like big dog final veto power, but that is like 80% Jack. He comes in, because we always do Giggle Dens on a Friday, right? And a Friday, I'm gassed. Work the whole week. I've been doing fucking shows. I'm fucking tapped. I don't give a shit where the fucking tree trunk or the light goes, you know? That's not true. I have a lot of opinions. But, like, I'm like, I don't want to think about it. I just set it up. I have a million other things to do. Somebody else deal with this. And that somebody is Jack. And he comes in, he's like, not only is he, like, take care of it, but he's, like, jacked up and proposes new ideas. Like, again, if you've ever been to the show and you've seen like the set design where like some weird artifact in my dirty backyard is like placed in some creative way, that's all Jack. I don't do that shit. So big shouts out to Jack, because the set design really makes it. And before Jack started helping, like, you know, I'd be watching TV and people would see like, you'd see some credit and it'd be like set design, like Mark Ronaldo, and you'd be like, man, fuck Mark. Like, why does he even get a credit? Set design, like, blow me, you know? But then, like, Jack came over, and he started doing that, and I realized, like, how much of a mental load that shit is and how much I did not want to do that. So, huge shouts out to Jack, because he, like, fucking took that part of the show, made it his own, and it's dope. Shouts out to the band, of course, Coyote, Jesse, and Bayrim. They were sick. Shouts out to all the comics, obviously. Shouts out to Katrina McMullen, who helps out sometimes, just once, but she's coming back for more. And yeah, but on that note, like, kind of sad news. I don't think you guys can hear this. No, I'm just looking at my waveform on Premiere. I don't think you guys can hear this. I hope you can't, because that would be obnoxious. In fact, let me go pause and shut the back door. Yeah. Sorry. Okay. Sorry. I don't know if you could hear that, but there's construction being done by my landlord on my backyard currently to convert at least part of it into a parking space for the people here, which sucks, because that means the future of Giggle Den is compromised. You know, it is unknown, because I don't know what the renovations, the landscaping is going to look like, so I don't know how it's going to affect that show, if we can even do it anymore. I don't know, like, I'm going to be honest with you guys, because I'm having this conversation with this friend of mine, and he was pissing me off, which, like, whatever. But, like, I wanted to change Giggle Den, because Giggle Den is sick, but I think a lot of people come for, like, the vibe, which is good. The vibes are immaculate, which is sick. But I would like it to be more known as, like, there are really funny people here, and less about the party. And maybe I'm just in my own head about that. But I wanted to kind of up it a bit. I wanted to bring it into, like, a theater, make it a little more legit. Like, it wouldn't be outdoors anymore. It wouldn't be, like, in my apartment. But I did want to still, like, keep a similar vibe. Anyway, so the future of Giggle Den is up in the air, but kind of getting back to the main thought process is just, like, there was a lot of shit going on with Giggle Den this summer, and we did, yeah, sorry. So just to wrap up, Giggle Den's future is, like, I don't know what's going to happen to it. I don't know if I will keep doing it. It depends on the landscaping being done on the backyard. It depends on if I look for other venues and then find them. It depends on if I refocus my career less on producing, which is, I don't want to do that. I'm on, like, writing. I really want to write some scripts. I want to, like, perform more. So it's very much up in the air. I don't know what's going to happen to it, but keep it locked on my Instagram. That's where I'll post any updates about it. So just to wrap up, Giggle Den's future, that's what it is. Unknown. Stay locked on my Instagram, and I'll post updates if there are any. But yeah, so just a busy summer, and we did the last Giggle Den in August, and I kind of chilled out I hadn't been really doing comedy because, like, after the summer I was just so gassed. So I really slowed down on comedy, like, end of July, August, and even, like, June. It was just like, bro, like, and I'm not going to lie to you guys, like, navigating the politics of comedy is exhausting, and I have been enjoying it a lot more lately, but, like, you really got to kiss a lot of ass and be like, can I have a spot? Can I have a spot? And, like, continually bothering people to get on their mics or their stages is exhausting. And, like, going to people and being like, oh, what's up, man? Like, fucking, and, like, networking, essentially, like, consistently networking is really exhausting and lame and not what I like to be doing. I like to perform, but unfortunately to perform, like, it's basically, like, doing stand-up is basically like an office job, which is kind of ironic, because a lot of people do it to, like, get away from that. But it's like you have to go and kind of kiss ass, and you have to, like, be cordial and be nice, and you can't just, like, be a cunt, if you want to get spots, because, like, yeah, sure, people will put you up if you're funny, but, in my experience, I've found it's more about, like, your network and, like, who you're kind of tight with and who you can hang with, and then usually that helps a lot more in getting spots than like how funny you are, because not to be, like, bitter or anything, but I don't think that's, like, bitter. I think that's just a fact of life. That's pretty much the way it works in any industry, especially entertainment. I mean, realistically. And it's funny because, like, the entertainment industry has this thing of, like, ooh, like, if you're talented, well, it's not. Actually, that's not true. The entertainment industry is known for being, like, fucking cutthroat and, like, propping up people who have no skill, like pop stars and shit, and just building them into, like, icons, even if their, like, voices auto-tuned or whatever. And then, you get into comedy and people are like, well, that doesn't happen here. Comedy is all about rewarding the merits of work and, like, how skilled you are. And it's like, of course. And I'm sorry, I'm starting to sound bitter. I don't like it. But I'm like reflecting, like, look, the comedy industry is that. It's an industry. It's like a job like any other. And if you want to succeed, you can't do it in a vacuum unless you're, like, a hyper fucking genius, and even then, like, doesn't always work. There's like really funny people who, are assholes or shit at networking and don't make it. And there's shitty comedians who are good at networking and whatever and do really well. And there's also like the inverse of both of those. There's shitty people who are bad at networking. There's good people. Like, so it's not like one or the other. It's not like, oh, you only get promoted if you're hilarious, or you only get promoted if you're like chummy and like good at networking. It's like you need to do a combo. Like you can't just do one. And so that the networking part of it is exhausting for me. And it's being social like every night. It's just tough. So again, not to be bitter, but just to say that was like an unexpected piece of work that I didn't realize that I would have to do. That was kind of naive, right? I thought I'd go into comedy. I mean, there's also a bit of an ego. I thought I'd go into comedy and like fucking destroy it and just be like, oh yeah, everyone's got to put me up all the time. And it's like, well, that didn't really happen. And also you have to like put in the work to like, hang with people, like make connections and build a network. Because as much as it's like, oh, I'm going to put up my friend, it's also like, dude, you got to vet people. Like as a producer too, because now I've been on both sides of it, because everybody, as soon as you have a show, especially a dope show like mine, people just hit you up for spots. They're like, yo, can I get on? And like fucking randos you've never heard of will hit you up, or like people have been doing comedy for like a week. And it's like, dog, to put on Giggle Den now, it costs me $700 at least, right? There's $300 for the band, $300 for the comedians, $100 for the videographer, and probably some other expenses I'm forgetting. You know what I mean? So that's like pushing $1,000. And like some fucking jabroni, can you put me on your show? No, suck my dick. Fuck you. Like that's how it feels. But you can't say that because people are just out there hustling, You have to be nice and be like, well, no, I have no fucking idea who you are, So no. But it's like, back to networking, it's like, yeah, sure, it's gross social climbing and networking and people only put their friends up. But it's also like, dude, you got to kind of know who's going to be on your show. One, because you got to kind of know if they're going to be good and funny. But then two, like, I don't want to hang out with assholes. I don't want to be around people who are annoying. So yeah, I'm going to put up my friends on my show because I have to take like hours out of my life and money out of my pocket to do this shit. So yeah, I'm going to make sure I'm surrounded by people whose company I enjoy and not fucking idiots, like, yeah, of course I'm going to do that. What do you think this is a fucking charity? No. So that's what I mean. I'm not saying like, oh, yo, like it's only about who you know. It is about that fully, but that's like not inherently bad. And it's also not only about that. You can't be like a total hack and like succeed. You got to have some chops, And also at the end of the day, I guess I'm talking about this with a lot of context, but this just comes up. Comedians are always bitching about, I can't believe X person got X spot. Oh my God, what a piece of shit. I don't think he deserved it. Or, he definitely deserved it. He didn't get it. And like, that's always the chat. Did you see what X person did X show, And so I was, at first I was like really bitter. And this I think happens to most people. They're like, oh, I can't believe that guy got that spot. Like, I should have got that spot. Like, fuck you, But now it's just like, I don't know. What was I going to say? It's like, yeah, it's like I can't really hate on anybody who gets a spot anywhere because it's like they did something to get that, If I don't think they're funny and they got it, okay, well, like one, art is subjective, and two, they were like grinding to do it. They were making connections, they were shaking hands, like whatever. In some way, people have done work to get somewhere. And there's no point in hating on it if you think their work is invalid. You know what I mean? They worked on it. They got there. Who gives a shit? And in a broader sense, it's like, dude, I wrote this down actually. Things I hate is getting harder because I'm trying not to hate. Your boy has done some growing up, okay? I am not the same person I was even like 6 months ago. Shouts out to therapy. Shouts out to my girlfriend who, you know, whether I liked it or not, was gonna give me some feedback and help me grow up. So shouts out to Kaylin. Love you. And finally, shouts out to me. I want to thank me because I'm sick as fuck and I'm aware of myself, and I had to make myself grow up. But anyway, all that to say, like, I've changed a lot. I will get into it over the course of the next things I hate. But one of the things is like, dude, I went back and I was watching some of my old things I hate clips. I was looking at the one. I don't know if you guys remember this. I don't know who's watching it. But, like, there's fucking dirty flies in my house. The fly saga will commence again. Dirty cunts. I was watching the things I hate clip where I talk about when people are continually affirming that they're listening to you. You know, you're explaining something to somebody and the person who is listening to you goes like this. Uh-huh. Yeah. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Like every 5 words. And I was watching that and, like, the level of passion that I displayed, the level of hatred that I showed for that was, like, irrational, like fully irrational, which, like, you know, was obvious to everyone except for me, you know, because all the comments are just like, they're not even like sick burns. They're just like, yo, chill. So I was going back, I was watching those and I was reading the comments and I was like, wow, yeah, what the fuck? Like, Tom, chill out. And, like, on a more serious tip, I would get mad like that for all the time, for everything, you know? And I think it just boils down to, like, insecurity. It's like anytime somebody would do something that quote bothered me, I would lose my shit about it, you know, internally, because I think I felt like it was like it felt like a command to me, I guess, where it's like, oh, is this even correct? I'm not sure if I can articulate this yet, but it's something like, you, the person who is bothering me, are doing a behavior that I don't like, and, like, it's like, it's making me feel like wrong in the way that I behave. Like, I'm seeing you do this behavior, and that therefore means that if I do not do that behavior, I'm the weirdo. And, like, that quote attack, you know, not really, but that was the thing that I was like, that I think I was rebelling against so much, where I was like, fuck you, like, I don't want to do that, I don't want to do that, you know. And it's like, bro, no one is making you, like, you know, continually affirm that you're listening. It's just like, that guy's just an idiot, and, like, just don't worry about it. That's not quite it, but it's something along those lines. It's something like, I felt attacked, like I felt cornered. You know, we all know my classic beef with, like, sidewalk shit. Sidewalk, it's a much better example, because, like, if you're walking on the right side of the sidewalk and somebody comes in to your lane, right? My therapist told me the reason I get so upset is because it feels like someone's coming into my space. You know, like, I'm just trying to establish a space, and, like, I'm just trying to fucking, to me, I'm like, I'm just trying to exist. And you're like, I'm doing all my, like, when I'm on the sidewalk, I'm doing all I can to, like, make sure that I can just have a walk in peace with nobody in my way. So in order to do that, I'm pushing myself as far to the right as I can go so everyone can walk on the left. So it's like, when somebody comes into the right lane, it's like, yo, fuck you. Like, I'm already doing a lot. I gave you the whole other side. Go on that side. So it's like, it feels like an attack, because it's like, I already feel so like overworked, you know, because I'm pushing myself way to the right. I'm like, don't touch me, you know. I already feel so overworked, so defensive that finally when someone just like puts a toe into the right lane, I'm like, fucking, you know. So I think that's kind of it. But like the reason why I wrote is like things I hate is getting hard because I'm trying not to hate is because like me getting so reactive to all this shit is, it's like, you know, it's a choice. Like I don't need to do that. I don't need to feel attacked when people come in. I mean, maybe a lot of this sounds obvious, but it's like, you know, take the sidewalk thing, for example. It makes me mad because I feel like people are fucking with me or like people are coming into my space. But you start to realize that like, dude, that's not happening. Like, that guy is not even thinking about you. He's just walking here. So he's not pushing you off. Like, you're not getting marginalized by somebody walking on the wrong side of the sidewalk. You know, like, no one is attacking you. And, like, the more I'm, like, I kind of say to myself, like, whoa, no one's attacking me. Like, I'm okay. Like, the less those reactive moments become. And, you know, like, not to be a downer, but, like, they're funny on here. And it's fun to get, like, mad at stuff and shit. It also, like, causes a lot of problems in my life, you know? My girlfriend is the first adult relationship I've had. My last serious girlfriend was when I was 22. Fucking retarded. You know? So, like, yeah, like, that was barely a real relationship. Now I'm in a relationship. I've never fought with any partner. And now, you know, we have fights. I did not have the skills to navigate those at all. So, like, those got pretty heated, you know, like, nothing brutal, like, obviously no assault or anything like that, or nothing rude, but just like very like emotional, you know. And my tools for dealing with heavy emotions were to like avoid situations that make me have heightened emotions. But it's like, okay, but what are you going to do when you get into a situation that has a heightened emotion? Have a fucking breakdown, you know? Like I was talking to my girlfriend the other day, like, when people, like, this dude at work, he got a burn on me, you know, he got some fucking good burn. And I was like, I got so mad. Like, my brain just shuts down, you know? When I get, like, flustered, I can't say I can't rebuttal. I have nothing. I have to go away, think, and then come back. So it's like, and the more I, like, allowed myself to be taken in by, like, the habit of hatred, the more I was feeding into shutting my own brain down during moments of heightened emotion, you know, which is like, oh, wow, like, yeah, good luck navigating life when you're with a brain that shuts down during heightened emotion. You know, fucking forget about it, because that shit happens every day. So, like, in work, it kind of fucked me because this dude pissed me off, and I was like, oh, you fucking conceded that. Like, I lost it at him, you know? So, like, we squashed it. It was cool. It's fine. But, like, you know, if I was in a less chill place, that could have gone a lot worse, you know? But it was chill. And, you know, I apologized, and it was cool. Because, like, immediately after, I'm like, oh, my God, I'm so sorry. But, you know, it's just getting so riled up all the time is probably not a good habit for me to form, you know? So, fucking piece of shit. Speaking of. But yeah, so that's why I wrote it. It's like, dude, like, things I hate might be getting hard because I'm trying not to hate, of course. There's always room for a good vent, you know? So it's like, what are we, not going to talk shit? No, we're going to fucking talk some shit. Oh, God, what time is it? Oh, gravy. I feel like, oh, dude, we didn't even do anything funny. I'm just catching everybody up, but that's all right. I feel like we'll go to 11:30. I think I started at around 10. Let me check the fucking. Oh, jeez, Lord. Yeah, we're half an hour in, so we'll do another half hour. I'm having a good time. I don't know about y'all. Okay, we can finally get into it. Welcome back. You know, things I hate. I feel much more grown up. I don't feel so childish, despite my wall decor. I still feel. Okay, hard to hate. Check. Reverting back to some immature shit. Here's what I wrote. Cuticle, toenail, piss, no pants, butt scratch. Anything is possible with calm and focus. And what this refers to is one day I was at home and I was getting a good nail pick session in, and I had to pee, but I didn't want to stop picking and cutting my toenails and cuticles. So I took my pants off all the way. So I had just a shirt on, Winnie the Pooh. And I sat on the toilet and I peed. And as I peed, I was picking my toenail and cuticle. And, it's kind of a precarious situation because, if you make a wrong move, you might pee out of the toilet or something. I don't know. But as I was sitting there, I was like, man, I'm multitasking hard. And I was like, dude, anything is possible with calm and focus, as long as you keep your eyes on the prize. In this case, picking a toenail while using the toilet, you can follow your dreams. You can get there. That's disgusting. My mom was going to hate that one. I'm the original woke person because I stay offended. I was just thinking about that. Just like I was telling you, get offended at everything, whether it's a sidewalk or so. I think it's like, I was thinking like in the context of, it's like, the whole fucking podcast, I guess, people do some stupid shit and I just get pissed, like this one lady. But a friend of mine, I was talking to a friend of mine, and I was like, I was talking to her about like why I couldn't go somewhere. I was like, oh, it's gonna take too long to like get here using the metro. And before I could I was like, oh, I'm gonna take the metro because before I could get to my like reasoning of the explanation of the situation, she jumps in. She's like, why don't you just take the bus? And I'm like, it's like, okay, what's a better example of this? It's like people who offer advice before. It's like people who jump in as you're trying to explain some shit to them. It's like, dude, give me 5 minutes and I'll tell you the whole fucking story. And then you won't have to ask whatever fucking stupid question you want to ask. And what really pissed me off is like, you're trying to explain something to somebody and then they're like asking all these questions to like, get the answers that you're about to give them, right? And then, especially if they're kind of like giving you advice or helping out, then you're like, yo, can you shut the fuck up and let me explain myself? And they're like, then they get hurt. They're like, what? Like, I'm just trying to help you. And you're like, yo, don't get mad. Don't get offended. Don't get your feelings hurt, because I'm telling you that you're being annoying. Like, if you're being annoying, fucking know that and like understand it. And I know this is like, I just said I'm trying not to hate and I'm fucking literally, but it's like, I was just, okay, so I got these new shoes. We call them the Geriatric 11s because they're Hokas. I don't know if you know that here. Let me fucking pull them up here. Look at these bad boys. Hold on. Look at these fucking, look at this. Look at that. Boom. Thank God, it's cool to look like a grandpa right now. Thank God, the old age living is in. I don't know what happened. I was on the metro the other day. A young, like, beautiful, like, 21-year-old girl got on. She was wearing cargo pants and New Balance. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, it's so crazy, man. It's like fashion went full circle all the way back around to, like, sweaty fucking nerds working on, like, not cloud computing, working in, like, server rooms, Anyway. Thank God that that's where we're at, because I like my feet are fucked. My knees are always hurting my feet because I have really, really flat feet. And Hoka running shoes, Hoka, please sponsor me. Hoka running shoes are the only shoes that make me like, oh, I'm like, oh, you know, I put them on. They're the only ones that relieve my discomfort. So, you know, I have Vans, I have Sperry's. They are awful for your feet. No fucking support, you know. So I was like, fuck it, dude. I'm 32. I don't give a fuck what I look like, which is not true. I still care so much. I'm like, I got to get some comfy shoes. I'm going to Italy at the start of October. We're going to be walking around, me and my girlfriend. So it's like, dude, I got to get some comfy shoes. So I was like, I went to the running store, which, side note, you know, I'm like pretty anal about waste and not throwing shit out. I went to the running shoe store with my old Hokas, which were like pushing 5 years old. They're like the side here's ripped because I use them so much. The dude at the store was literally like, said, I have never seen shoes this worn out. He's a fucking works at a running store. I took that as a mark of pride. I was like, what's up? Yeah, man. I use my shit. Anyway, so I got these. They're the fucking the geriatric 7s, you know, because they look like old people shoes. And again, like, thank God, you know, I kind of get on that hype beast mode and I put these on, you know, and I make them work. The Montreal, like, fat sneakers, like tall sneakers are kind of in, you know. I call them Bratz doll shoes because everybody looks like a Bratz doll nowadays with the fucking tall ass shoes. Anyway, so I got these, and I got the beige one. So this model is called the Clifton, and this family of shoes, and I have some other some Clifton 9s that are like my gym shoes. They're like goofy. These are the Clifton L's for lifestyle because they're cool as shit. Anyway, I got these because they're kind of cool. They're all beige, you know. That's fucking in, whatever. It's sexy. It's a sexy shoe, but they also are like old people's shoes. So you wear them in the wrong way, you look like a fucking old man. So anyway, back to what I was saying. If you're gonna be a dick or annoying, fucking own it, you know. So I was wearing these at work one day. You know, not a great outfit. Look kind of old. I'm still figuring it out. You know what I mean? I'm wearing them, and I know they're old, whatever. And then this friend of mine at work comes up. She goes, "Oh, She goes, nice shoes, you look like an old man, you know? And then I kind of give her like, fucking sick, thank you, yeah, look like an old man, you know? Because, like, whatever, that's a dig. But then she goes, what? It's a compliment, bitch. No, it's not. It's not a compliment. Fucking own that shit. And Michelle, if you're listening, I love you. You're wonderful. It's not about the shoes. Own it. If you're going to talk some shit, own it, you know? Because the next fucking minute, she got her feelings hurt. And I was like, I'm sorry. Like, you know, but, you know, I hope she's not. She'd be so upset. She's wonderful. I love you, Michelle. You're great. But it's like, yeah. Then she, you know, she gets hurt because I'm like, yo, like, that was an insult. You insulted me, which is like, again, whatever. It's fine. But like, if I call you out that you're making a joke, or like, if I call you out that you're being annoying, and I'm guilty of this too, you know, if somebody calls you out for being annoying, try not to get your feelings hurt immediately. Try to be like, oh, am I being annoying? What am I doing? Is that true? You know, can I change? I don't know if this is like a broad rule. I was just pissed that it's like, dude, you're going to say I look like an old man, and then you're going to be like, try to pass it off as a compliment. Like, get fucked. You know what I mean? Like, just say I look like an old man. That's a solid burn. I'll fucking take that. So, you know, not to get upset over trivial matters again. Here we are. I mean, that's the whole fucking show. What are you going to do? I don't know. You know, maybe we'll change the format. I don't know. Love you, Michelle. Don't get upset about this. Okay, yeah. I'm the original woke person because I stay offended. Millennials reel. I saw a reel, and it was like, you know, like joking about millennials, you know, and it was like, I guess it was some Gen Zs. They look kind of like millennials to me. Anyway, it was like, millennials do this. It was like doing cringy things that millennials do, doing little behaviors. And like, for example, one of the things, it was like these two people on the reel, and they were like going back and forth doing like cringy things. So like one of them was like, they were pretending to be millennials. And one of the things they did was like, they would say like, I did a thing, and it's like a haircut, they bought a house, they got a dog, whatever, right? That's like a classic millennial goofy thing to do. And then another one is like millennials will always be like, oh, fitness? Yeah, I'm into fitness. Fitting this taco in my mouth, like, and then they'll be like, oh, I can't start my, like, don't talk to me before I have my coffee, like shit like that. And like, I got pissed because I'm pretty sure I'm a millennial, right? Yeah. I got pissed because I was like, that's not a millennial thing. Those people are just fucking tools, like, sure, those people are the same age as me, but if I was ever around somebody who said that shit, I'd be like, hey, kill yourself, because like, imagine if you were hanging out with somebody and you, you went out for tacos and you were just chatting and you're like, oh, like, yeah, I'm going to run a marathon this weekend. Like, oh, are you into fitness? And they were like, fitness? Yeah, I'm into fitness. Fitting this taco in my mouth. You'd be like, wow, I have to go. Fuck you, So I just got pissed because, like, that's not a millennial thing. Those people are just fucking idiots, like. And then somebody wrote like, oh, like, are millennials boomers? And it's like, no, it's just shitty. God, I want to say retarded. Fucking whack people remain whack throughout the generations, right? That's the thing that binds the generations together. There will always be fucking nerds connecting us. Fucking shit loser tools saying some dumb shit like fitting this taco in my mouth, like, fuck you. So let's not make the age gap wider, let's not introduce discord where there be none. Let us come together over the shared disgust of people who hold things like this in their vocabulary. You put I did a thing under an Instagram, jump, fucking jump. We don't need you here, you know what I mean? You tell me that you don't talk to me before you've had your coffee, hey, no problem. I'm not going to talk to you ever, you fucking piece of cardboard, You are the personality equivalent of, it's like a soft, dry, no, it's like sand, but like less interesting than sand. It's like, I don't even want to say dirt on the sidewalk, because even that has a story. You know what I mean? You're like, if like cardboard was less interesting, that's what you are. So fuck you. You stupid fuck. Oh, I'm back, baby. Dining gloves / Dan Briga's advice. This is some grimy ass shit. Okay. I don't know what's happened to me. My memory is like going. Like, dude, people come up to me. Like, I was at a wedding this past weekend. I saw some old friends, and somebody was like, hey, do you remember when we did this? And it was like a not insignificant event. I can't even remember what it is, which, case in point. But they were like, remember when we did this big thing that you were a part of? And I was like, no, So I don't know if it's like early onset dementia, like, world breaking early onset dementia, 32, gang shit. Or like what's happening, but just big fucking chunks of my memory. I don't know. That sounds scary. But anyway, whatever. It happens. It is what it is. And as a result of that, especially with, sorry, I got fucking fruit flies. As a result of that, especially with like books, I can't always distinguish like, did I read this book or was this like a fever dream or what the fuck? And especially with this book I'm about to tell you about in particular, I'm like very confident that I did read this. And it was just a fucking weirdo book. But basically, it was like, imagine if there were like parallel universes, and one of the universes, like way back, when human beings started to evolve and like Homo sapiens and that shit, there was like Neanderthals and there were Homo sapiens. And they were both like humans, but they're like different species. And Neanderthals died out. I don't really know why, but they did in reality. And this book was like, imagine if in one universe they didn't die out and they became the dominant species and like Homo sapiens died. And in the universe where Neanderthals became the dominant species, this is like one of the things I remember the most clearly is like they had heightened senses and whatever cool shit, but they didn't have cutlery or utensils. They just had dining gloves. And they would put on like nice leather gloves and then just eat with their hands. And then like just wash the gloves after. Fucking hilarious, right? But I remember reading that shit and be like, damn, that's genius. Like I could make use of some dining gloves, you know? And I thought it was really funny too, because in the book it was like Neanderthal. We evolved and we're so much more advanced than Homo sapiens. We have teleporters and we have fucking laser swords and all this shit. And oh yeah, you want to go for lunch? Better bring your dining gloves, pig boy, because we're going to shove food into our face with our fucking hands, you know? Like, anyway, so I thought that was funny. But then the Dan Brega thing is like some of the greasiest advice I ever got was from my homie Dan Brega. And I think he's cool with me saying his name. And you know, I'm kind of a messy guy. That's fair to say. Sometimes you do eat some shit with your hands. You know, you go full Neanderthal. You want to just, and then your hands get all messy. What's your instinct? Wipe it on your pants, right? You just want to, that's where my hand goes. And I'm like, I just got to, but you can't, obviously, because then you look like a slob. You got to find a napkin or whatever. And one day I expressed this frustration to my homie, Dan Brega, and he goes, oh, dog, that's an easy fix. Wipe it on the inside of your pockets. Because no one will ever see it. And, you know, greasy dude as I was equivalently, like, shocked, disgusted, and, like, amazed and inspired that a man of this genius could exist. Where he was like, wipe it on your pockets, dog. No one's ever going to see that. To this day, I use the trick sometimes, you know, if I'm in an area that calls for it. I don't know. If I'm in a meeting and I get fucking jelly on my hands from the donuts, about to shake the hand of the Prime Minister. Excuse me, Prime Minister, just got to check for my keys. Oh, fucking wonderful to meet you. And he'd probably be like, damn, this guy's hands are hella clean. Does he use dining gloves when he eats, you know? All right. Oh, fuck my eyeball. Oh, this anonymization is important for this one. Okay. A friend of mine broke up with his girlfriend recently. And, you know, they had a hard go. It was tough. It was a rocky. They were not into each other near the end and lots of fights and whatever. And while he was in kind of the throes of this shittiness, he saw a lady. We'll call her Sarah. We'll call my buddy Frank, and we'll call not his girlfriend, but this girl he saw at a party, Sarah. And Sarah was like, I think they had like gone to university or high school together, and then like they had both kind of had a crush on each other, but by the time they figured it out, they were both seeing other people. So they saw each other at a party, and you know, nothing happened, but they were like, sparks were flying, you know, and it was like, but they were, you know, he was like, look, I have a girlfriend, and like, I think she had a boyfriend too. I can't remember, but they kind of saw, and they were like, whoa, like, still some chemistry. But anyway, so they fucking, you know, party's over. They go about their lives. Fast forward like whatever, 6 months, a year, he and his girlfriend break up. They can't do it. It's too brutal. It's nightmarish. Break up, and he sees her on Instagram or some shit, you know. So he strikes up a conversation, and you know, they're just, you know, he slides in the DMs, and he's trying to, you know, he's trying to be chill about, he's trying to be like, so what's up? Like, you still got a boyfriend? Because I'm trying to smash. He's trying to be chill about it, which, like, of course, as you do, you know, you try to be chill. So they have some nice chats. Chats are good. Chats are flowing. So eventually he's like, he like slips it in, and he's chill, and he's like, yo, so like, you know, what's up with your boyfriend? Like, where's he at this day? And lady writes back, he died. Which is brutal. It's not, this is a true story. So it is sad, but it's like, it's just like, it was like out of a rom-com, you know, or like out of a movie where it's like, oh, I shouldn't laugh. I guess it's not funny. Maybe I'll edit this out. But it's just like, oh my God, like, yeah, he died. So rest in peace. I'm sure he was a fucking phenomenal dude, and that's really sad. I just, you know, the act of trying to be chill, you're both broken up, you're trying to feel it out, and just the heavy bomb of my boyfriend passed away. That's why we're not together anymore. It's like, damn. I don't know. That's up there with like he joined a cult, you know, or like he's gay. Like those are all like, okay, like shit. So you guys are really broken up, you know? Fuck. Anyway, what do we got here? I wrote, my hangovers are never that bad. Yeah, because you go to sleep at 9:30. You know, everybody knows I go to sleep early, whatever. Charles Big Butt Cheeks. I was at my sister's house visiting the team, and, you know, I was in my room changing, and my nephew fucking kicks down the door because, you know, what's personal space to a child? Nothing. And I'm like, what the fuck, Charles? And then he looks me up and down, and he goes, wow, you got some big butt cheeks. Just cold. Just big butt cheeks, which I do, man. I got that cake, and if you don't know, now you know. I got that fucking cake. It's like, it's a lot. If I could learn how to twerk, you know, I could make some coin. I could start an OnlyFans, fat booty shit, fat booty white boys 20, you know. I don't know who else I would call to be on there. It would just be 20 videos of me failing at twerk. I tried to twerk the other day, and I think I looked, you know, speaking of geriatric, I looked like I had more back problems than I do because yeah, I do have a fat ass though, a big fat ass, but it's like tight, you know. My mom used to always joke, you know, this is kind of weird, I don't know, like I would like, you know, as a kid, my family would all be like, oh, like show your muscles, so I'd show my muscles, you know, and then we'd like flex my butt, and my mom would kind of hit my butt, and she'd go, oh, ow, buns of steel, broke my hand, ow, God. So now I tell that to my girlfriend, and I'm like, hit my butt. And she does, and she goes, oh, I go like, oh, ow, your hand, ooh, ow, your hand hurts, you know. So yeah, I got a tight ass. So thank you, skiing, you know, because I have to say, you know, I'm working out and going to the gym. Thank God I have big legs and a big butt, because I'd hate to be one of those skinny-legged white guys. That would suck, you know. I got that cake. I'll fucking say it, you know. I got that tick boy cake, you know. So hide your kids, hide your wife, you know what I mean? Operating table ask out. I don't know how to make this funny, but I will tell you the story. You know, we were talking about how I was a shithead. Oh, I went back and saw, you know, I was at this wedding this past weekend, and dude, I hadn't seen those people for like 5-10 years. Like I'd seen them on and off, but we hadn't had like a good hang. And it was like basically I saw everyone who I was hanging out with from like a different era in my life, you know? And it was kind of weird because it was like I was such a fuck up back then. Like not a fuck up, but I was just like so fucked up when I was hanging around these people. Like mentally, I had no confidence. I was depressed. Like it was just awful. And now I'm not that. I feel really great. And, you know, things are really great for me these days. So I went back with like a lot more confidence, and like it just, you know, felt good. And then I was just reflecting with them about how much of a shithead I was. And like, I guess kind of we all were, you know, but I was just talking to them, and I was like, dog, it was just such a fucking moron. And then one of the stories I told was like, they didn't know this, but we had all gone to McGill together. And when I was at McGill, I had I had sex with a lady, you know, and we had sex on the ground, of my apartment, and there was a rug there, and I got a rug burn from it. And for whatever reason, that little rug burn got infected with like flesh-eating disease. No sexual disease, no nothing. Just like, bad luck. There was some bacteria floating around and got right in there. So what ended up happening is my knee swole up, and it was like disgusting. And there was two big, like, they looked like giant zits, and they would just continually drain with like pus. It was fucking disgusting. And they were like about the size of a dime each. And I it got so bad that I could like barely walk. And finally I like went into the I had like just taped it up, and I was just like taping it and like walking to my lectures, like just fucked. Like, that's what I mean. Like, now if that happened to me, I'd be like, oh, I'm going to the hospital like right now. Back then I was like, fuck it, like, it's fine. I didn't even have a lot of Band-Aids, so I had like washed a rag, ripped it, and painter's taped it around my knee, right, with painter's tape, because my family had just helped me paint my apartment. Like, just fucked. Just like dumb university school student, where you're like, in the moment you're like, yo, I'm independent, and looking back you're like, I was a fucking retard, just like an idiot. So anyway, finally I went to the operating room, but I'm insecure, and I'm just like, I don't know. Anyway, I get triaged, and I see there's this beautiful med school student fucking triages me, and she's like, whatever, I don't know, like fixing it, she's doing like an initial take, and she's just so nice and like so gorgeous, and I'm just like, oh, like I'm trying to like make small talk with these gaping wounds on my knee. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Eventually she's like, all right, we need to cut this shit out. All this time in my head, I'm like, I gotta ask this girl out. I got to. I somehow get in my brain, I'm like, it'd be a cute thing if I asked her out on the operating table, because, that's like a rom-com, just like in movies. What a funny story it would be to tell our children if I asked out their mother while she was cutting me open. Pretty rad. If it worked out, would have been sick, but whatever. Long story short, I get on the fucking operating table. She's literally cutting this out. I'm like hyperventilating with pain. And she's like, breathe. You got to breathe, because, that'll help the pain go. All the time back of my head, I'm like, oh man, this is going to be such a fucking, this is like sick bonding. She's telling me to breathe. Just insane. That's what I mean. Like, fucking insane. I'm like, oh, this is such good rapport building. Finally, she finishes cutting me. I'm like almost, I'm seeing spots because it was so hurt. And I'm like, hey, just want to let you know, if ever maybe you wanted to get a cup of coffee. She's immediately like, no, like, I don't want to do that. No, which is like, obviously, so. Anyway, so I was hanging out with these homies, and, I was just like, dude, I was such a shithead. Did I ever tell you about this time that I asked out the lady who cut open my fucking flesh-eating disease wounds? And they were like, no. And I was like, yeah, well, that happened. I did that shit. So, there you go. Most pain I ever experienced, by the way, not the cutting out of it, but they like holes in my knee about that deep, about the size of a dime, They packed it with gauze and surgical gel, which like is supposed to make the blood and viscera of your wound not stick to the gauze, so that when you pull it out, it pulls out easily. They didn't use enough surgical gel. Later, days later, when I was having the gauze removed, I have never been in as much pain in my life. And the nurse, I was screaming, and the nurse who pulled it out was looking at me like, was scared. She I think that it's not supposed to be that painful, but I'm just a sensitive boy, and they were like, and I was like bawling, screaming, and she was like, so yeah, anyway, that happened. Okay, I think we'll do one more and then I'll get out of here. I think I've exposed enough. What's the last one? Let's do a chill one. Do a couple chill ones. Thin wallets. Everybody wants thin wallets. fuck you. How about just a regular one? I don't want to look like a Silicon Tech Valley dildo, you know? We take out a wallet, you push a button, like 5 cards. It's like, come on. Like, just get a normal wallet that's not, you know, I guess it's just like there's a middle ground between my wallet is a fucking ninja throwing star, you know, and like my wallet is like engineered by mechanical space engineers and has aluminum foil and no fucking flaps and it's just this little square. And between George Costanza's wallet that's like looks like a small novel, you know, like there's a middle ground, you know. Do I have my wallet? Yeah, look it. I'll show you a fucking cool wallet. You want to see a cool wallet? Piece of shit. God damn it. Look at that. Just a regular. Look at it. That's thin, you know. It's a wallet. It opens up once. See? There's some thingies in there. Some flaps. It's great. Shouts out to my dad. He got that for me when I went to McGill, I think, or around then, you know. I've had that for like probably close to 20 years now, maybe like 15. So it's like, you know, shouts out to my pops. Sick. So, yeah, take your fucking weirdo money clips and kick rocks. And take your thick-ass wallet and kick rocks, too. People stop talking whenever I talk. I thought it was because I commanded respect. Turns out I'm just loud. You know, do a couple more quick ones. Have you ever gone to turn up a human's volume? You were working on a computer all day. You have mastery of your environment, you know. Spotify, click, 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 turn it up. Computer, click, 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 turn it up. Then you're talking to someone, there's kind of like, oh, did you? And you're like, what? And I go like this to speak louder, please. Look at my gesture. You know, I wish that was a thing. People just walk around with big volume knobs on their forehead, and they're like, and you're like, oh, I was going to school, you know. What's this? Let's see. 50s sharp tits look. What's up with that, man? Why were in the 50s was it sexy to have women have sharp tits? You know that? They look like Tomb Raider on the PS1 where their tits are like polygons. What the heck? I never understood that. I always saw that. It was always such a turnoff, you know? And then like you see these army dudes in the like World War II being like, woo, yeah, that I don't know why it's so. That's Stella McCarthy. She's got nice sharp boobies, you know. All the pinup girls, it's like their tits look kind of like quarter pipes, where they're like, you know, like they have such sharp edges. I don't know. Just thought it was weird. I think that's it. We're gonna end there. This is a good one. I feel like it's a good one. I don't know. Talk some shit. Something happened with my Instagram a while ago, and Instagram just deleted my account. They said it was for community guidelines. They never told me which guidelines I violated. If you ever had to contact like Instagram or Facebook support, it's like not a thing. It's like some kind of weird maze, you know. It like doesn't exist. It's like MI6 or like a spy. Like we all know it's there, but no one can get it, you know, can get to it. So anyway, they deleted my account. I lost all my followers. I had almost 1,000. Oh my God. So yeah, so if you're not following me anymore, or like I'm not following you or whatever, that happened to me. It happened around the start of this summer, like around April or May, some shit like that. So that happened. So my new Instagram handle is tom.dlmurphy. But anyway, that just happened, FYI, in case anyone was wondering about that. So that's it. I think I'll try to do this every other week. That feels like a realistic goal. So every other week. And in the meantime, I'll try to drop some clips for you guys. I don't want to commit to any frequency on clips yet. I would like to pump out a lot. But you know, I gotta manage the buckets. So yeah, I don't know. Okay. Love you. Goodbye. Love you. Goodbye.